This video was brought to you by Noble Knight Games. More about them at the end of the video. Hey everybody, Kimberly here, and I'm super excited to share with you Fliptown. This is a flip and write by Stephen Aramini, and I have to say, one of the reasons that really got me interested about this is not just the fantastic Wild West theme. Not that it's a dry erase board and comes in this compact box, but because it's the designer. I have to say, in my house, Sprawlopolis and all of the Opolises are really, really popular. I think I heard my husband say the other day that Sprawlopolis is kind of his favorite game of all time. So, big fan over here, and I have to say that Fliptown did not disappoint. So I can't wait to show you why this is such a fun, Wild West, exciting flip and write game. So let's take a look at it. This is the board, and I have to show you the board itself because I'm going to pull out one of these other boards from the box, because it comes like this, like a little menu, and then you will go like an accordion. And everybody gets one of these. This is the player board. It is so nice and compact and smart. It is so thoughtful and beautiful and well organized. I mean, wow, dynamite. So in Fliptown, what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle the deck, and the deck is just a simple 52 card deck. You'll see the cards out here. I've already set up for the very first round. I like that. We use the suits, we use the numbers, and everything else is just the board. And then you get some really cool player cards, which gives you your starting abilities and your one-time ability, your starting resources and special ability. Over here, bounty cards that work in the same way that any public objectives work. The first person to get to it gets the big star, blam blam, 7 points. That's your little sheriff symbol. That's your victory point in this game. And you flip it over, and then everybody else can get the lower amount for the same essential requirement. But this is it. This is the board. We're going to shuffle that deck. We are going to set the sheriff card, which is over here. We don't know what this card is. This is a sheriff. At the end of this round, the sheriff is going to try to arrest us all. And there are ways to get out of it, but the sheriff might get us. And it's because we're going to become more and more wanted as we do things like robbing trains and mining for some really, really good resources might get us wanted. Going into the cemetery and digging up graves might get us wanted. Then we're going to take 5 turns. Now, the great thing about this is everything is just here. These are going to be the way that we keep track of each turn and each round, because every single turn out of the 15 turns, we have 5 turns, round 1, 5 turns, round 2, 5 turns, round 3, and it's over. Now, if this looks like a poker hand to you, and you see down here, royal flush, full house, 3 of a kind, all the way down to 1 pair, yeah, that's exactly what it is, which is why it's great that we're using just a regular standard playing card deck. So what's going to happen is we flip over these 3 cards. We're going to take our turns. Now, what you do on your turn is you simply say, 1 card of these 3, I'm going to pick for the suit. Another card I'm going to pick for the value. And then the last card that I don't do that pair with, that combination of suit and value, I am going to take as my poker card. So I'm going to try to make this easy on me because I want to get a really great hand. I want to start off big. So what I'm going to do is put the ace of clubs as my poker card, which means I'm going to be using the diamond or the heart, and then the other one that I don't pick of the value, jack or 7. So I'm looking here at diamonds. Now the mine is where you see diamonds. This is where the diamond action takes place. And over here is the spades, is the badlands. That's where you're going to start rustling up some chickens, some cattle, and you're going to start robbing stagecoaches and trains. Hearts is the trail. The trail is where you go and you can't go back. Once you're on the trail, you start going down the trail. You might skip some spaces, but you always have to keep moving forward. And then down here you'll see is the end of the trail. The one place that I didn't explain is the town, and the town has a ton of buildings. Buildings ace to king. Every single card in the deck is represented here, and every single building does something totally unique, and it's great. The cemetery is over here, victory points, gold, nuggets, and cash. So let's do it. I'm going to pick either diamonds for the mine, and I could do diamond 7, which means I would go here to this, from the entrance, you're going to go down from the entrance to one of those first opening spaces. And from that point, you're going to keep digging down or from the top. And that's the rule. And you just simply say, is it an ace to a 7? Well, it's a 7, so I would be digging and getting this location right here, gaining those resources. Or I can pick hearts and go all the way up to jack. And I would be able to stop at any of these spaces, meaning that's where I stop. I don't get to keep going, but everything I pass, I don't get to have. I have to mark through. It's like a bad. So what I think I might do, I'll just pick the mine. It's pretty easy. I'm going to go here and say diamond. 7 is my choice for my suit and my value. And I'm going to essentially circle this. I'm going to mark through it saying I did that. And I'm going to receive a hammer down here. Hammer gives you ongoing resources at the end of each round. It's going to give you money per circled hammer. And the little kind of this guy symbol right here is going to be ongoing gold. You're going to do your, you're going to pan for gold. And then the other thing I get is a little nugget. So I'm going to circle my nugget. Now nuggets are good for things, but you can also see here, if you mark off 2 nuggets, you can change the suit of any card. And if you take 1 nugget and you mark through it, you can modify your value up or down. And you can do that as many times as you want for every gold spent is 1 up or down for value. So that's what gold is going to be helpful for. Okay, so I took my turn. I got my ace of clubs. I did my 1 action. And now we are going to do the next turn. So we take these cards and we're going to put them over here in the discard pile. And we are simply going to take 5 turns like that, flipping over the cards. Let's see what we've got. We have a 2 of spades, a queen of diamonds, and a 2 of clubs. Now the one thing that's really fun is I've got the preacher. This was the card I got in the beginning of the game. This is my identity, my role. I started with $3 and I started with 3 gold nuggets, and my special ability says once per game prior to the sheriff attempts a rest phase, oh boy, which is step 6 of each round. We're still in essentially round turn 3 or stage 3, which is taking 5 turns. I can cross out up to 6 of these wanted posters. So I might save this for like the 2nd or 3rd round, because getting arrested by the sheriff is detrimental. It is really, really bad, but you can bribe him. Of course, you can totally bribe him, which is fun. We also have our bounty cards. Having a combination of these guys down here gets you 7 points. Getting all the way to the king on your trail, or coming here to the bail bonds and hunting outlaws, getting 2 of those outlaws could get you that. And then over here, circling at least 1 of each of these chicken, cow, stagecoach, and train is going to get you that bounty. So there are goals that players are trying to go for. I absolutely love it. Okay, let's find out. See, I've got 2 spades, queen of diamonds, 2 of clubs. I want to go to the 2. Oh no, that's money for victory points if I do the club queen. And if I do the, oh, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do bank on red, bank on black. Oh, I don't have enough money. I need $4 to go here to the 2. So I would be picking club and then the 2 value, and that would get me bank on red, bank on black. Let's see here. You know what I might do? I am going to modify a card value, so I'm going to mark through one of my gold nuggets. And I'm going to say I'd like to take the club as my value. So I'm going to take that one. I'm going to move it to the value spot. Probably easier as a solo game to do it that way. So my value, my suit. Let's put it here under my suit. Then I'm going to take the 2 as my value, but I'm going to make that a 1. So I was able to modify my value down by 1. So now I'm in clubs and I come here to A. So I'm going to show you what it's like to get a building. So I'm going to say I'm going to mark through this because I circled it. So I've already been to this building. You can always go to buildings again, but you only get the first time bonus once. So here my first time bonus is take a diamond action, which means I'm going to come down here to the mine with a wild diamond. I can make it any value that I want, but I'm going to take this first thing. So when you go to the Undertaker, you look at the first line before the arrow and it says, ignore wanted in cemetery. So I'm going to circle this, and I'm going to come over here to this symbol in the cemetery to remind me that when I come to the cemetery, I'm going to ignore every single wanted symbol. So I can go digging around in the coffins and digging around in the graves, and I will not get any wanted. I will not gain any suspicion because I kind of went to the Undertaker and like buddy. We had like some whiskeys or something together. And so that's just like a really cool place to go to prevent that. So I'm going to do that. Now, if I ever wanted to not use my suit and my value for my turn, that's how you get to the cemetery. Use any suit and any value. You just kind of disregard the cards and you are simply going to just go here instead. That's a way to get there. There are other ways to get there too. Look at these little RAPs. This gets you to the cemetery as a bonus for going to the land office or going to the workhorse or to the stables, which is really, really cool. So I did that. Next time I go, I can get the shovel. I can't get the shovel just yet because I have to go there a second time. But now I get to do my one-time bonus of taking a diamond. So I'm going to come to the mine. I can go here, here, or here because this comes out of the mine. This is my rule of coming down out of the digging down, or I can come down this way or this way. And yes, I'm going to be able to do another action, which is really cool. So let's do another action. I think I want to take the spade action. So I'm going to mark through this one. I'm going to circle here, and I'm going to take my gold nugget. Yes, it's always good to have gold nuggets. Every 2 gold nuggets at the end of the game is worth 1 point. Every $4 is worth a point. Every silver star you get is worth whatever it says. And every plain star or sheriff button that you have is going to be 1 point each. So now I'm going to take this spade action. So I'm coming to the Badlands. And now in the Badlands, I'm going to rob somebody. And it's kind of hard to rob people and get it because you have to essentially gamble with the deck. And I don't know what the deck is going to be. So I'm going to rob low. I'm going to start here with this chicken. So what I want to do is I'm going to rob this chicken right here. I can never rob that chicken again. Like I robbed it. It's done. I mean, I did it. But the card says 4. And the number of your card has to match that number here. But because I got a wild, I got to make it anything I wanted it to be. So I'm going to come here. And now what I'm going to do is draw a robbery card, which is the top card of the deck. And the rule with this is if I am greater than or equal to the target, I win. But if it's lower than my number, if it's a 3, 2, or an ace, I lose. So let's see. But I don't lose everything. I get some wanted, I get some victory points, but I really want the money. Okay, so here we go. I need I made it. I kind of barely made it. I mean, I could have gone here for a 5 because equal 2s are wins, but I won. Yay, I did it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 1 wanted poster. Yikes, because I stole something. I rustled up some chickens. I'm going to get 2 victory points. 1, 2, and I'm going to get $3 bills, y'all. Okay, fantastic. So that's where you go in the Badlands. There are some bonuses you can get that help you succeed in there. And once you get all 3 of any of these, you're going to get the bonus on the side. Go to the cemetery, take a diamond action, take a club action, or take a heart action. Okay, so that was my turn. And that turn was bigger than my first turn because I had a chain of events that allowed me to do a wonderful like flip and right, roll and right domino turn. So that was it. I'm going to write in my poker card. I got a queen of diamonds. So now I have an ace and a queen. Boy, it'd be really nice to get a straight. All right, so here we go. We're going to take these cards, pop them right back over here, and start a new hand. Yes, yes, and ooh, I might keep that 10 because then if I get a jack and a king, I can have a royal flush in my very first round. That would be kind of amazing. Maybe I should just keep that there and just say that's off limits. Okay, so now I'm going to pick yet again, what am I going to do if I save that 10? Let's say I save my 10 and I put my 10 of hearts and I'm done. You can do it in any order you want. Pick your poker card and then pick your suit value or pick that and then whatever's left is just your card. It's entirely up to you. Now I'm left with either doing spades and doing some more rustling, which is so scary. It makes me really nervous. It reminds me of Western legends with the robbing the train and how thrilling that can be. So it does have a little bit of excitement, or I can go on the trail. I'm going to go on the trail. So I'm picking the suit, which is the heart, and then I can go up to the 8th space. So I can essentially come all the way up to that spot. Now, do I want 2 victory points? Do I want to get some pan for gold or get some hammers? Do I want to go to the cemetery and get a point? Do I want some victory points and wanted posters? Do I want $12 cash and then some? 8 gold nuggets. But if I go there, I can never get any of that stuff. But if I reach the king on the trail, if I get to the end, I can get that 7 points. So I don't know. I'm going to say no ace and no 2, but I want to stop at the 3. I just think that's really good. It's going to give me a victory point, and it's going to give me the cemetery action. Now, when I come to the cemetery, here's the cool thing. I am going to look here and say I start with the center cemetery, and I can go anywhere I want, but I want to make the connections between the two. So what I think I'm going to do is circle this guy. Uh-oh, I get wanted poster, but I don't because I'm friends with the Undertaker. So I don't have to take that wanted poster. And because these two are side by side, I get the one-time bonus of circling a pan for gold. And now at the end of this round, I am going to be able to get a nugget. And then at the end of the second round, I'll get another nugget. And third round, I'm going to get another nugget. So this is a nice way to invest in that engine building resource management aspect of this game. So I was able to go to the Undertaker or the cemetery and then dig up that grave, and that grave gave me some really nice stuff. Fantastic. Okay, so these cards go away. I did my 10. Again, I'm kind of hoping for that really cool jack or king. Oh, there's an ace. Oh, there's a 6. You know what? I might just have to dunk it and go for a pair. I might have to just say, if I can get one pair, I get $2 and a victory point. Otherwise, I'm not getting anything. Dang it. Can't believe I was so close. I was so excited about it. Anyway, so what am I doing? Spades and hearts over here look like what I'm going to be doing. And if I take this ace of spades, I think what I might do is just do this, and I switch it, put it over here, and now I've got my 6 and my 7. Where am I going? I could come down here and get all the way up to a 6 cow, which again is circle at least one of each of these in this Badlands section. So maybe I'll just wrangle. Maybe I'll just wrangle real hard. I mean, getting the cash is really good here. Maybe getting another spade action. Maybe that's a way to get both of them. How about that? I am going to take the suit of heart. You ready for this? And I'm going to go up to the 7 spot. But I'm actually going to go up to the 6. So, whoops, those cards got underneath there. I cross out, because I can't stop there. And I stop here, and it gives me a spade. So now I'm going to take that action, and I'm going to come down here to the spades, and I get to do any spade, not just 6 or higher. So maybe I'll do a little risky. Maybe I'll risk, and I'll come down here to, let's go to the, yes. Let's try to rob this 10 stagecoach, which means I need to get a 10 or higher, and it's probably not going to happen, but we'll see. So I'm going to turn this card over and hope that I get the 10. Oh my gosh, I did it. So if you don't, let's say you fail. I was really kind of gambling to show you what it looks like to fail. But what you do is if you fail, you get all the wanted posters. You gain half the victory points and none of the money. But instead, I gain 3 wanted posters. I gain 6 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I gain $7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, that is really exciting. And I've got 2 of those 4 done. And I'm halfway down the king track up here in the trail. So exciting. And yeah, I totally did my action. I got all my cool stuff and I did my cards. So we are 1 turn away from seeing if the sheriff is going to find me. Right now I've got 4 wanted posters, and the same thing happens with this sheriff card. We're going to flip it over and we're going to find out, was I too lawless? Was I too, just wild and loose in the wild, wild west? So I've got a 9, I've got a 4, and I've got a 4. Well, shoot, that makes for a really trashy hand. So you know what? I already have an ace and an ace, which is going to be essentially enough for one pair at the end of this round. And no matter what I take here, it doesn't matter. So really what I should look at is what number and what or value and what suit do I want, because that is going to be the key. Now I think I want to do a building, because if I do a club, I can either get a workhorse or a trail horse, which is really nice, or I can get a pistol or a rifle, and I have a ton of cash. So I think what I'm going to do is say I want the suit of the suit of clubs, and then the 9. So I'm going to circle the 9 building because I'm going to town, which means my 4 of hearts is going to be my poker card. So when I come here, I can buy the pistol first, and then I buy the rifle because there's a little arrow. When you go one time, and the second time, you're going to see that there's a better benefit. But I'm going to pay $3. So I go 1, 2, 3. And in the Badlands, I've got this pistol now. The pistol helps me robbing. It gives me a +2 boost. And so it gives me that leeway of drawing cards. So if the lowest is 10, I would win on an 8 essentially, because that's equal to or lower than, and my pistol gives me like that kind of dodging ability. So I did that. I circled the pistol because I went there, and then I crossed through and get the one-time bonus of a heart. And the next heart action gives me 4 points and a wanted 8 nuggets. I might just stop and get something really nice. 4 victory points is huge. This is good stuff. I mean, at this point, I'm really excited, but I have to take a wanted poster, and I don't know what this sheriff card is. But I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here we go, everybody. We took our 5 turns. We're going to resolve our poker hand. What did I get? I got 1 pair. The 1 pair says I get $2, 1, 2, and 1 victory point. That was less than exciting. I really hoped for the best. I really set myself up to get a good poker hand, but it just didn't come to fruition. Step 5 is pan and work. Down here, I get 1 gold per pan, and I get $2 per hammer circled. I really have a lot of cash and a lot of nuggets, so I got to start spending some of those things. You can come into different buildings, and you can do different things with that, which is great. Okay, so next step is sheriff attempts arrest. Now, here is the sheriff information. If I want to bribe the sheriff, I can bribe the sheriff by paying a gold nugget per wanted poster. So then we're going to check, am I arrested or am I not arrested? And it's the same thing as everything else. If it's equal to, you're okay. But you don't want this card to be lower than your number. Okay, so then we are simply going to check. I'm going to say I don't want to spend my gold nuggets. I don't want to bribe the sheriff. I think 5 is a reasonable number because it has to be a 4, 3, 2, or 1. And I'm pretty sure. And there is a penalty. In the first round, if I get arrested, if it's lower than my number, I have to lose either $10 or 4 victory points. In the next round, it goes up to 14 and 6. And lastly, it's 18 or 8. Now remember, as the preacher, I can mark out 6 of my wanted posters before the sheriff attempts to arrest me, but I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it right now. I don't know what it's going to be, but I really want to make sure that I just hold on. First round, hopefully it's going to be low. So drum roll and sheriff. Nice! 7. Okay. So I didn't get arrested. Whew. And I made it through the first round. And we are simply going to come back up to the top. We're going to reshuffle all these cards and play another second round and then a third round. And that is Fliptown. And folks, I can't even tell you how exciting it is. It's so fun. You saw me. I was excited. I mean, you get to flip the card whenever you go to the Badlands because you're doing, bad stuff and you're going to get wanted posters. But you're also trying to get the best bang for your buck. And you can totally hedge your bets by going to the store and getting a better gun that helps you in the Badlands. You can get a better horse that helps you on the trail. And I love how that trail, if you go this far, you're not allowed to go back. It kind of reminds me of Paris, where you're moving your marker around the edge trying to get these bonuses, but you can't go backwards. You just have to keep going forward. So you could leap really far ahead, but then you're skipping a lot of the kind of generative stuff. The mine is fascinating, digging down, 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 and this is where you can get to end game victory points. I love it. The town is amazing. The town is the best place to go because when you go there, you get to do the building action, but you also get a one-time bonus that lets you do more in other places. So the town is where it's at, and there are 12 fascinating buildings that I didn't get to talk about in the run-through. But then the poker hand, you gotta always be thinking about what your final card is. And I love the idea of the cemetery giving you connective bonuses. And then at the end, the sheriff, trying to come and nab you. It's just a fun flip. It's a fun flip. And when you're playing with multiple people, the bounties are what you race for. And every time anyone needs to flip over a card, say for the Badlands, you are going to individually flip over your card from the deck. Everyone uses the same sheriff card. So it's just so fun. It is so fast. Everyone has their own board. Everything that needs to be in this game is in this game, and if it doesn't belong, it's not in here. This is fun, and it's so replayable because you don't get to do all the buildings. You don't choose the same way in the mine. The cards don't come out the same way every time. And the key to this game is the suit and the value and the poker card. That is where it's at. This is the clever bit. Everything else we've seen, domino effects, checking off this, going here to do that, checking that, doing this. There are some risky places. There are some non-risky places. There's the sheriff at the end that you all have to worry about. But it's this suit value action paired one suit with a different card's value. That's what you get to do in that particular location. Just dynamite. Loads and loads of fun. Tons of character. The artwork is fantastic, and it comes in this, again, tiny box. I think this game is just stellar. You will definitely be seeing this in my top 10 games of 2023, but where do I rank it? You'll have to watch that video to find out. Thanks for joining me in this brief run through Take a Turn or Two with Kim. I'll see you later, folks. Bye! Noble Knight Games is your portal to all things gaming. Visit them online at nobleknight.com, or if you're near downtown Madison, Wisconsin, you can enter their fortress, which features 5,500 square feet of roomy retail and gaming space. Noble Knight Games hosts daily game groups and events and a free-to-play board game library. Their storefront offers access to thousands of tabletop gaming products, from the newest games and hobby supplies to rare, collectible, and vintage titles from all over the world.